Session objectives. I'm going to outline the session objectives for this course. The first is the capital markets. We need to understand who the players are and what they do. From there, we can talk about business valuation and the various approaches to determining the value of a company. We'll go into mergers and acquisitions, the primary function of investment bankers and corporate development professionals. And then we'll go on to equity financing, as well as debt financing, the two major sources of funding in corporate finance careers. So on the capital markets section, we're going to dive into M&A advisory and underwriting, the two major components of investment banking, and talk about how those relate to the funding life cycle for a corporation. When we talk about business valuation, we're going to describe the difference between equity values and enterprise values. It's important to always distinguish between the two. We're then going to talk about DCF analysis, and that will lead into financial modeling. On the mergers and acquisition side, we want to understand the process, what a transaction looks like from a timeline perspective, talk about things like synergies and valuation. And finally, we'll talk about how to finance a transaction, which will be a great segue into our equity financing section. We'll talk about the various types of equity financing that are available, both publicly and private. And finally, debt financing. It's important to understand the different types of debt financing that are available and how they impact returns and risk in a transaction. My hope is that by the end of this course, after going through each of these sections, you'll have a very solid understanding of what corporate finance is really all about, what the different career paths are, the types of personality that fit those career paths, the types of skill sets that are required to get jobs in those various areas, and then how to actually go out and get those jobs. That's our primary objective with this course, to help you advance your career in corporate finance.